So, it's been a long time since I've gotten in front of the camera like this and done a video like you're gonna see. And um, I decided to do it because I really I enjoy it. I enjoy the camera and the editing and all that stuff. And so you're here because you saw the title, you know. And I'm gonna be addressing Ran and a video that he did. And mainly just a couple of the things that he said in the beginning of his Rantin Ran video that I'll put a link in the description for. And he complained about using his footage, without his video, blah blah blah. And something that Rand needs to understand is that, brother, as soon as you click the upload button, it's no longer your video. It becomes our video. And you should embrace that because it's not a bad thing, you know. So, but what I'm going to do in this video is, instead of like downloading your video, which I've done, and chopping it all up, which I could do, and putting it, because I have the technology and the ability to do it, and we all know I can do that. What I've done instead is I've just pulled the audio from your video, and I'm going to cut and paste um, some things that I'd like to respond to. Um, and I'm not going to use your image. So you don't have to be, worried about me chopping up your video. I'm going to do something much more creative than that. Let's get started.
Well. How are the Christians and the atheists and the truthers? Today, you know, I was just gonna have a relaxing week, do what I gotta do. I got work to get done, and I check quickly, you know, what's up with Skype, and one of my Skype buddies sent me a video done by Inventor Gearbox, or whatever his name is. I guess he's changed it. It doesn't matter. I guess he's got now the Inventor Gorilla, or IG. Everybody knows him. Come on.
Yes, for those of you who don't know, I have opened up another channel. Besides the Disposablegorilla channel, it is the Inventor Gorilla. Link in the description. Please go and subscribe. Let's continue.
He's the guy that likes to sprawl out on his grandmother's bed during these hangouts with the reprobates.
So this comment by Rand is something that I want to address. And I don't know if Rand thinks that it gets under my skin, or if it bothers me, or more importantly, if people think less of me because I care for my elderly grandmother. A lot of people know that a number of years ago, she asked me to move in here and to keep an eye on her, basically. She'll be 90 years old in the fall. And if I didn't live here, she would probably have to go to a home. And so I decided that I would do the right thing by her and by God, and come and stay here. Now, I could have said no, and nobody probably would have been upset with me about it. I could have my own place. I could have probably had a better job and a completely different lifestyle. But I chose to be here. And if you think that I'm embarrassed by that, I'm not. If you think that it's something that people should look down on me for, well, I think you're going to find that people disagree with you. So the next time you want to make reference to me living here with my grandmother, I want you to remember what I just told you, because it's not very nice, and you should be ashamed of yourself for trying to put me down for doing the right thing. Let's continue.
He got a good friend. His name's Gloop. And Glute did this video, this thing about him having a sexual crush on me and, playing out his sexual desires on Ran. And, it ain't the first time, people found me attractive. I get it. Look, I got mirrors in the house. I know who I am. I walk by the mirror sometimes. I got to stop myself. I'm like, whoo. If I wasn't married. So I thought, all right, maybe because, him and Glute are so tight, and Glute did that video, and IG was like, he thought that was one of the greatest videos he'd ever seen. He referenced it as epic.
Okay, well, Glute and I are not friends. And Glute even, said in your comment section of this video that we tolerate each other. And I'm going to go a step further and say we don't even really tolerate each other if you would really look into the comment exchanges between us in the past. And Glute, go ahead and leave a comment in regards to that. Now, I will say that I do find some of his videos entertaining. I find some of them offensive. But, I mean, I would never flag him or anything like that. And the video in question I found to be funny. Now, it was funny not because it was you, Ran. It was funny because it was funny. It could have been me. It could have been, Brian or Agent of Doubt or anybody. And I wouldn't have found it offensive. I probably would have said the same thing. It was epically funny. And again, and I tried to tell you this, when you upload your content to YouTube, you put yourself out there for videos like this. And I warned you about it. And in regards to it being, rape or an attack on a Christian brother or anything, I don't see it anything like that. It was satire. And I thought it was funny. And if you're offended by that, and if other people are offended by that, the fact that I thought it was funny, I'd say loosen up. You can't tell me that deep down inside it wasn't funny. Because it was funny. Was it over the top? Yes, it was over the top. And was Rand kind of a soft target in that regard? Absolutely. But knowing Glute and seeing how Rand had acted, I wasn't surprised, and I was deeply entertained, and I stand by that. Let's continue.
I'm used to getting, but IG, you had me, man. I'll give it to you, bro. You got me. The fat. You went for the fat jokes. You went for the obvious, man. Good one. You see, I didn't think you were gonna go for the obvious, but you did. You went right to obesity. You were like, all right, I'm gonna get him on the, and I gave you the material because I had a sandwich on a video yesterday. Now, then you start putting up all these obesity scriptures to make sure you got me. You wanted to make sure that you backed it up scripturally. But, I guess you don't really understand that gluttony would have been if I had 2 or 3 sandwiches. I only had 1. But with that being said, I even cut it in half because I split half with the dog.
Now, this is the point that I really wanted to address, Ran, because you totally missed the point of my video, and it looks like I have to spell it out for you. Number 1, I did not call you fat. I did not call you obese. I did not call you any names. As a matter of fact, my video had nothing to do with your weight. Let me explain to you what I was getting at. Now, you said in your video that you had started a new diet, and I fully encourage you to do so. And what had happened was you had watched another video from some of your friends on sandwiches, and instead of staying true to the promise you made to yourself, if indeed you made yourself a promise, if indeed you did pray on for help from the Lord in regards to strength, you allowed yourself to compete with your friends, and it took you away from your goal. And by doing that, you succumbed to your fleshly desire to one, to eat unhealthy foods, and two, you did so because everybody else was doing it. And what I was showing you with that scripture was how serious gluttony is. Now, you say that if you had, it would have been gluttony if you would have had 4 sandwiches. We don't know how many sandwiches you had. We don't know how much you ate. And it really doesn't matter. What matters is that you were trying to do something, trying to better yourself, and you allowed other people to interfere with that. And that is sinful. That is gluttony. You allowed your flesh to dictate your actions. And it's not like homosexuality is bad in the Bible because it's only listed a handful of times. Gluttony is listed 138 times. It is mentioned and referenced in the Bible. And that's what I was pointing out to you. I was pointing out to you the biblical significance of gluttony and its sin against God. And you missed that. You took my video for I was calling you fat. I'm not someone to be pointing the finger at in regards to fat. But I do understand gluttony. I do understand food addiction. And I was trying to show you that you can go to Scripture for guidance, for understanding, and how God sees these things. Now, later on, when you say that you gave half of it to your dog, I'm going to address this. Shame on you. Shame on you for feeding your dog that garbage. I mean, it's bad enough you're using your dog as a scapegoat, number one, and saying, oh, I only ate half. I gave the other half to the dog. Is it really healthy for your dog? It's one thing to eat unhealthy foods yourself, but it's entirely another to feed an innocent dog those unhealthy foods. Now, I know that you love your dogs, and I know that you just wanted to make your dog happy, and I completely understand. But you can go to the store and you can get dog treats that are healthy for the dog. Don't feed your dog that crap. I hope this clears up the misconception or your misunderstanding of my video. Again, my video was to show you how serious gluttony is. And it's not defined as eating so many sandwiches or that. It's basically letting yourself be ruled by your own desires to fit in with your friends and eat a bunch of food when you know that you should eat less. And in regards to making a promise to yourself, to setting a goal and letting other people get in the way of that goal. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys on the next one.